Well, to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have this phone with Dr. Nermine Mostafa, tourism expert. Good afternoon, Dr. Mustafa.
Good afternoon, Amal. How are you doing?
How are you, Dr. Mustafa? Well, Dr. Mustafa, could you give us your insight or your impression concerning this very good news that since the year 2021 started until now, the tourists in Egypt have reached or exceeded 2 million tourists?
Actually, this is like to have that great number or an unexpected number actually of tourists coming to Egypt within this time that has been actually been declared worldwide as like the worst year actually for the tourism industry in general. This has been like happened because of the great cooperation with the Ministry of Antiquities and Tourism, in addition to the support and cooperation of the Ministry of Health. That actually started not only this year, but that's since the outbreak of the COVID. That's when Egypt has adopted a wide range of hygiene and safety measures in order to spread the virus, and the great effort that had been taken by both ministries in actually following the instructions of the World Health Organization in announcing or having the safety and health certificate that had been issued and given to like at least like 700 hotels or even more than that. That worked a lot in helping and improving like having the tourism industry to be back on the track again. And as we it's well known that Egypt had been always one of the favorite destinations worldwide, and still, even though the pandemic, we're still holding the position of one of the top countries in Africa that received a big number of tourists, even though the worldwide is suffering from an economical crisis.
Yes, so Dr. Mustafa, how do you see that Egypt's obtaining the stamp of the safety affect the confidence of tourists to come back to Egypt?
This safety of health, this certificate of safety and health, we can say that it gave more confidence for the travelers who actually had a doubt about the safe travel. And this also like proved to the travelers that that all the tourism establishment had taken all the health and safety measures required to face the pandemic. And in addition to that, it will help us actually the certificate to resume our business again and to continue, as we said, in gaining the trust of the regular travelers and those who are even willing to travel or haven't even been to Egypt yet. And it proves that we fulfill the regulations outlined by the Ministry of Tourism, Antiquities, and the World Health Organization.
So, Dr. Mustafa, did the events that Egypt have organized, such as the procession of the Golden Kings and the Golden Parade, transferring the kings and queens from the old Egyptian museum to the Egyptian Museum of Civilization, do you think that this helped in attracting tourists to Egypt?
Definitely, this outstanding event that actually had went like far beyond anyone's imagination. That and as we were saying, this is like a great challenge during most of the countries are having a lockdown or some instability due to economical problems in many of the Western capitals and major cities as well. Like this event had attracted everyone to see the glory sparkling like before the international press and media. And we consider this parade to be like the largest promotion for Egypt tourism worldwide. And it's not only, not only through to show it to the worldwide, but the Egyptian authorities who have always showed a great support and interest to support all the marketing campaigns about Egypt in different tourist markets. But this event helped in spreading the word to everyone, to worldwide, to different tourism markets, and gave Egypt the chance again to revive it in everyone's mind about the history of of the nations or the history of the mankind, and that's from like an international side. If we also, that event had a great effect on the national side, as it was a great chance for all the Egyptians to get in touch with their true identity. And I think that we were astonished and like as locals and impressed to listen for the first time to the sound of our actual ancient Egyptian language that was actually presented during the event. And what can prove to give us a proof about that is that on the first day of the opening of the Hall of the Mummies at the Nemik Museum, it has been announced by one of our Egyptian main newspapers that at least 2,000 both foreigners and Egyptians had visited the museum at the first day when the Hall of the Mummies was opened.
Yes. Yes, still in the same point. This transferring of the 22 kings and queens in the Golden Parade, what is the message that Egypt were sending to the world through this very well organized parade and the echo it left, and also analysts describing it as perfect?
The message that we can send is that we continue in opening our doors and extending our warm invitation to people from worldwide, those who were fed up from being kept at home because of the lockdown or even a curfew, and definitely most of the people worldwide are desperate to travel. So Egypt is waiting for them to visit the newly opened sites, the newly opened museums. So do expect definitely what everyone is eager and waiting for, the new Egyptian museum.
Yes, very quickly, because we're running out of time actually, Dr. Mostafa, just your insight concerning also the very soon opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum, as 98% of the work there have been complete.
Yeah, actually the Grand Egyptian Museum, it had always attracted the attention of the travelers. So do the travel agencies as well worldwide. So so many travel agencies have always received an inquiry. So do the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities about when is the time, in the day of the opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum. So this date actually has been everyone were eager and waiting for, that there are even many guests who had actually delayed their bookings because they are waiting to visit the Grand Museum, as they were expected to be opened in a more recent time than it is being expected actually to be opened this year. And we cannot actually decline forget about the fact that the cultural tourism already occupies 20% from the tourism activity, and those guests who are more interested in other tourism activities, the new Egyptian museum is attracting them at least to expand their accommodation or their stay actually during in Egypt, and definitely this will help us a lot in the national income for sure.
Yes, Yes, I thank you very much for your time and for your valuable information, Dr. Nermine Mostafa, the tourism expert. Thank you very much for joining us today over the phone. Well, with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of our program, Cairo Local Time. I'm Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.